fun one. And the 1-1 count. A standard, and we're more than halfway through here, so I'm going to reset it, but I'm almost getting tired of doing this. Strike on the mound to start things off. We start with the 1-1 count. And on top of that, if you walk, you stay up at the plate. That won't be an issue here, as Krisky has a base hit. But you start with the 1-1 count, and if you get on base, then you're good. But if you walk, you stay up there, and you continue to hit until you've either struck out, walked, gotten a base hit the ball in play. If you walk twice, then you have to take your base. However, if you do walk, there's a courtesy runner given to you, so you have a chance to drive in 2 runs, or as many runs as are on the bases plus that walk, attributed to your box score. This the second of 5 games today. And Jim, I rolled in a little bit late, but did you watch that first game?
Yeah, the first game was a great game. There was a lot of good hitters in that game, a lot of good fielders too. There was a lot of hits and a lot of balls that were hit hard. And guys out there in the outfield were making great plays. It was just a good all-around game. Eastern Michigan came ahead, beating Santa Barbara, but that's not what the kids are here for. They're here to showcase their skills and get out there and have some fun.
Checking the box on that one, just 2 errors in 9 innings of play and a bunch of runs.
Yeah, they had some really, really good middle infielders there. A lot of good catchers, too. They were blocking the ball well, and both of them could throw pretty well.
Ball hit to the right-hand side here. They try to go the short way to get the lead runner, but the throw goes awry, ends up in left field. Nice backup, but runners on first and third with nobody out. That could have been an out at first with just a runner on second. I think the right decision was to go to second there, though.
Yeah, if you want to go, you always want to make sure you get one, and if you're going to make a tough play, make sure you hit him right in the chest. An easier play would have been to go to first base, just get an out, but now you got first and third and no outs, and hopefully you can roll a pair here, get 2 outs, and trade in 1 run there. But good play by the second baseman, just getting into that ball and making a good backhand.
Dickinson, the hitter, takes the ball outside. So the right-hander sets just above the belt, and ball fouled back to the screen.
That was a good cut there by Dickinson. He a little long there, but he's got a good bat speed, and right now he's just trying to hunt a fastball, so he can drive a ball. Hopefully, get something in the outfield is what he's looking for. Hopefully, a pitch up is what he wants. But as a pitcher, you want to keep it down, and that was a great pitch there with 2-2 count. Having faith in your off-speed pitch. A lot of guys, they don't want to go to a 3-2 count because you're going to throw a fastball. But right now he's got confidence in his off-speed pitch. Yeah,
and Thomson on the bump, that kind of was almost a get-it-in pitch. It wasn't real filthy, but I think he gambled correctly that that's not a pitch that's easy to swing at, even on 2 strikes.
Yeah, breaking balls, you don't always have to throw it the hardest, throw it sharpest, and that's one thing that you see a lot of good pitchers do. They'll throw a get-me-over breaking ball, or they'll throw one in the dirt, and just be able to pinpoint an off-speed pitch is very effective as a pitcher. That just gives you more of an arsenal. And he's bringing up there pretty good miles per hour. He has good array. So right now he's got 3-1. Might as well just go to a fastball and make this kid earn it.
First and third, hitters count, and you got a chance to drive in a couple runs. That one's up the middle, and because of the delayed steal, almost a hit and run, that's not a double play, and instead it's a base hit.
Well, and that's one thing when you're playing as a team, you want to look at, as a middle infielder, you want to see what pitch is being thrown, communicate with your shortstop, second baseman. Right there is a first fastball outside. And typically, if you know the guys, you're going to have the shortstop cover because fastball outside, the guy's going to go with it. So right there, you normally would have your shortstop be covering. Back in Little League, you always go with the typical, if it's a right-hander, shortstop covers, left-hander, or opposite. Left-handers, shortstop covers, right-hander, second baseman's cover. But, at a higher level, you don't always have that. A lot of it has to do with what pitch and what location. So it could switch up. Or if you have a scouting report where guys like Deadpool, like Ryan Howard, you'll have your third baseman covering.
Yeah, that's a good point, and something that hasn't been brought up yet in this camp. Things getting a little more sophisticated, and I think the fact that these players don't work with each other on a regular basis is amplified.
Yeah, and they're one game in, and that's only one game. We expect our guys to communicate and rely on each other, and that always doesn't work out. And we play 56 games in a regular season, so to ask these guys to do it within a short period of time is asking a lot. But the good players, they'll communicate and they'll just talk with each other, and hopefully, by the end of this camp, they're going to be like one team gelling together.
Matt Jackson saw only 2 pitches and struck out. He's a Valley Christian product, and VC is a school in the WCAL. We talked about some of the WCAL schools that have representation here today. VC, one of them, although we've seen many more St. Ignatius kids, and even as far up as Scotts Valley, kids from very closely related leagues that play a lot with the WCAL involved as well. And there's another quick at-bats of Thomson just knifing through the order, despite giving up base runners and kind of the defense behind him. Could have made a few plays, but again, it's communication, and that's difficult to do.
And then as a recruiter, that's kind of what you want to see as a pitcher. You might get in a tough jam. There might be an error, a bad hop. You can't let that affect you on the mound. As a pitcher, you don't want to show any negative emotion, and you just want to go out there and go right after him. He did a great job getting those last 2 guys. That shows that he doesn't really get flustered about little things. He just has one job to do, and it's throwing strikes. And he did a great job of bearing down and getting that last guy to strike out. About location and movement.
Yeah, he gets a lot of ground balls.
Yeah. Pitches of contact, lets his fielders do work. That's why they get the big bucks over there in Philly.
And I think the fielders, when they know Myers is pitching, I think they know they're going to have to work. might be an easy day for them. Might be a lot of soft ground balls, but there are going to be a lot of balls put in play.
Yeah, and that's one thing you have to do as a pitcher. If you're trying to go out there and you strike everybody out, your pitch count's going to go high. And as a starter, you want to have a nice low pitch count. You got to rely on your batters or your fielders and to make the plays. You're not always going to strike everybody out because there's a lot of great hitters out there.
Ball to the left-hand side, a little bobble. Sidearm throw to first is a good one. A little help with the scoop as well.
Yeah, it was a great job of just not panicking. At third base, you're not always going to catch it clean because the hot corner over there. But body it up, nice and easy. Pick it up. Don't rush and just make a nice, good throw. And it was a great job by the first baseman. Pick up his teammate.
Seen a couple of good scoops at first base. Now one for each team, or nice plays, I should say, not necessarily scoops.
Yeah, it seems
they go tit for tat.
That's why I know a lot of first basemen that have nicknames of vacuum cleaners, like Hoover, Dirt Devil over there.
Will Meckler Pacheco, the hitter. 1 out in the inning. There's nobody aboard right now. Pretty much everybody in the field at normal depth. I think that's going to be the standard today, just because hitters are relatively unfamiliar. There's no scouting report on these guys, at least not for the players right now. There will be a scouting report for these guys in a booklet for the coaches afterwards. But
yeah, that's a good point right now. It's early on in the game. These are all